everybody. How are you doing? I hope you are doing well and keeping safe and sound. So here I am again today with another video, and this time I'll be introducing the present perfect continuous. And there is something also very important that I'd like to introduce today, which is a few words that we use with the present perfect tense. These words are already, yet, since, for, just, and still. Now, when we use these words, the meaning changes slightly, and we need to be aware of their use and their meaning as well when we use them with the present perfect tense. Now let's start with the first one, which is already. Already is an adverb used to show that something has happened early or earlier than expected. When we say, for example, she has already taken the garbage, we mean that we didn't expect her to take the garbage out very early, but she did. So it's like we are a bit surprised by this. She has already taken the garbage out, opposite to our expectations. They have already eaten the whole pizza. We didn't expect them to eat the whole pizza before we come. We expected them to wait for us, but they have already eaten the whole pizza earlier than we expected, opposite to our expectations. Okay? Now, the second word is since. You can use since when you are mentioning a time or event in the past and indicating that a situation has continued from then until now. For example, I haven't met Jane since 2015. Now, the year 2015 here is the starting point of the situation of separation between me and Jane. Okay, this separation started in 2015. So when I say since 2015, it means 2015 was the starting point. Okay, they haven't played soccer since they were in high school. They haven't played soccer since they were in high school. Now, the time they were in high school is the starting point since when they stopped playing football. Okay? Number three, for. For is used to show how long something has lasted. Now, when we use since, we give the starting point of an action or a situation. But when we use for, we give the total amount of time, okay, or the duration spent by an action or in a certain situation. For example, I haven't met Jane for 6 years. When I say I haven't met Jane for 6 years here is the amount of time I haven't seen her, okay? They haven't played soccer for 12 years. Now, 12 years here is the amount of time they haven't played soccer, right? The total amount of time or the duration, okay? So that's the difference between since and for. Since, we use it when we give the starting point of a certain action or situation, but for, we use it when we give the total amount of time spent by an action or a situation. The fourth word is yet. Yet is used in negative sentences to show that something has not happened up to the present time. It is also used in interrogative forms or interrogative sentences to ask if something has happened up to the present time. Remember, please, that we don't use it in affirmative sentences. We use it just in negative sentences and interrogative sentences. For example, wait a moment. I haven't finished yet. When I say I haven't finished yet, it means I haven't finished up to the present time, okay? Or up to the present moment. Have you finished your task yet? Have you finished your task yet? When I say have you finished your task yet, I mean have you finished your task up to the present moment, okay? Or the moment I'm asking this question. Just. Just is the opposite of already. Already means that the action happened earlier. Just means that the action happened only a short time ago or was completed only recently, very recently. Okay? So just is used to indicate that something happened in the immediate past, that is, very short time ago, a very short time ago. We are so unlucky. The train has just left. The train has just left. Okay? We can still see it leaving. It's there leaving, okay? It has just left, but we can't catch it up. The film has just started. You didn't miss much. The film has just started, maybe only a few minutes ago. So you didn't miss much and you can continue watching the film with us, okay? So when we use just, we mean that the action was completed very recently, in the immediate past. Still, still is used to talk about something that hasn't finished, okay? Especially when we expected it to finish earlier. We expected an action to finish earlier, but it hasn't finished. For example, I have been waiting for over an hour and the bus still hasn't come. I have been waiting for over an hour and the bus still hasn't come. Okay, by this time it should have come, right? But it hasn't. Okay, I expected to be here at this time, but it hasn't. So we say the bus still hasn't come. You promised to submit your homework yesterday and you still haven't finished it. Your homework was expected to be submitted yesterday, but up to the present moment of speaking, you still haven't submitted it because you still haven't finished it. Okay? All right. Now we come to the present perfect continuous tense. It is not very much different than the present perfect, except that this one is used in the continuous, in the continuous form, right? When we use the present continuous, it means that the action has been progressing. There was some progress and continuity and duration in the action. Now, when it comes to the uses of the present perfect continuous, we use it in two cases generally. Generally speaking, there are two cases in which we use this tense. We use the present perfect continuous to talk about the duration of an action from the past till now, especially with action verbs or situations that have not finished or have just finished. Now, when we use the present perfect continuous, we indicate that an action has been progressive from the past to the present and finished only in the present, or it is still going on in the present. Okay, for example, your eyes are bloodshot. Bloodshot means red. Have you been crying? Have you been crying? Now, the action of crying, okay, is continuous. Probably the girl has been crying. Um, let's see this illustration here. Probably the girl has been crying from this point of time here till the present. Okay, so the action was continuous or has been continuous, in fact. No, I haven't. I have been using the phone for quite long. That's why my eyes are bloodshot. All right. Now, the second case in which we use the present perfect continuous, we use the present perfect continuous to talk about repeated actions from the past till now. When I say repeated actions, it means that they were not continuous, consistently continuous, but they were repeated, interrupted. The action was repeated several times in the past. Now, this diagram here, or this illustration explains it well. So for example, the same action was done here, and then was done here, and then was done here, up to the present, 3 times or 5 times or several times, it depends. Okay? So for example, she has been calling you for days. She has been calling you for days. So she called Monday, she called Tuesday, she called Wednesday, she called Thursday. So in this case, we say she has been calling you for days, right? The action of calling was repeated several days, as the illustration shows here. Okay, so as you see, generally speaking, the present perfect tense is not that difficult, but you need to, of course, practice it. And of course, you need to remember the structure. Now, here is the structure. For the affirmative, we have subjects plus have or has, depending on the subjects, of course, plus been plus verb plus ing. For example, she has been painting since the morning. She has been painting since the morning. They have been playing. They is the subject, have plus been plus play plus ing. They have been playing. Negative, subjects plus have or has plus not for the negative form to negate plus been plus verb plus ing. She has not been painting. They have not been playing. The interrogative form, have or has, sorry, here it is has, not have. So have or has, here it's has, plus subject, plus been, plus verb, plus ing. Has she been painting? Have they been playing? Okay. Yes, they have. No, they haven't. So remembering the structure and practicing the structure is very important. Otherwise, you may confuse this tense with other tenses. That's why remembering and practicing the structure of each tense is very important. As usual, after introducing any tense, I assign exercises and homework for practice. Now here you have 4 worksheets that you need to work on. So in the first one, present perfect or present perfect continuous, you need to use them appropriately in the blanks here, okay? And the same thing in this worksheet here, present perfect or present perfect continuous. Put the verbs in brackets into present perfect simple or present perfect continuous and fill in the blanks with for, since, or x if nothing is required. Sometimes you don't have to fill the blanks, so in that case use just x. Complete the sentences with been or gone. Alright, now this is an exercise that will help you distinguish between the use of been or gone, especially when you say somebody has gone to or has been to. Now the difference here, right? When we say that somebody has gone to a place, it means that he hasn't come back from it. He's still there. When we say somebody has been to a place, it means that somebody has visited that place and came back. Is that clear or no? I repeat it again. For example, when I say I have been to Paris, I mean that I visited Paris and came back. But if I say my sister has gone to Paris, I mean that she visited Paris and she is still there at the moment. Now that's the difference between have been to a place and have gone to a place. Okay? Present perfect simple or present perfect continuous, so the same thing, right? In the blanks, use the appropriate one. And the same thing in the fourth worksheet. Present perfect simple or present perfect continuous. All right. Of course, I mean, these worksheets, I will post them together with the video on Google Classroom so that you can download them, okay? And practice. And after a week or so, I will send the key or the correction as I do all the time, okay? All right, so yeah, I come now to the end of this video. Thank you for your attention and take good care. See you in another video very soon. Take good care. Goodbye.